Hello everyone and welcome back to Navis Nobilite. I am Captain Zelnick and I am here to continue the ship overview of the Orcs. And today we're going to talk to you about the Krooza, the 155-point El Cheapo cruiser that the Orcs have access to. Let's have a look at its stat line. The first thing you're going to notice is that it's going to have 10 hits. 10 hit cruiser, 20 centimeter speed, 45-degree turn, a single shield, 4 up front armor, 5 up side armor, 6 up front armor, 5 up side armor and 4 up rear, and 2 turrets. It is equipped with a port and starboard heavy gun battery at 15 centimeters, port and starboard guns batteries at D6 left and right, starboard heavy guns, prow heavy guns, my apology, at 15 centimeters at strength 6 out the front, and prow guns at 45 centimeters with D6 plus 2 firepower in the front. You're going to see a lot of D6s in the Orc fleet, as you've seen before, because all their firepower is unreliable and randomized. Sometimes it's great, sometimes it's pathetic. That's just the way the Orcs do. Now, you have two options here. You may replace your prow heavy gun battery with a torpedo launcher, which is strength D6 plus 2 at speed 30 centimeters at no extra point cost. If you have a torpedo launcher, you may take boarding torpedoes for 5 points. Now, a lot of people lament at the Krooza because it seems to be relatively underpowered. And there is some truth to that. However, you need to understand what the purpose of the Krooza is. At 155 points, this is a dirt cheap cruiser that can take a heck of a lot of punishment, and if it is in fact focused on by the enemy, it's not focusing on more important elements of your fleet, like your escorts, like your terror ships, which I'll get on in another video, like your battleships, like your battle cruisers. This vessel is basically there to make your enemy question their targeting motives. It doesn't have much of strength in the shooting department, but it is very good at boarding because of that 10 hit lifespan, if you're able to get it in and base to base with an enemy vessel. Now, you can take a lot of them. They're dirt cheap. And if you indeed decide to give it that torpedo launcher, it's going to actually have a pretty substantial amount of firepower at pretty decent range. D6 plus 2 torpedoes is nothing to sneeze at. And it's a free upgrade. So there's really no reason to not take it if you're not very confident in the ability of the heavy guns to be effective by the time you get to the enemy. The torpedo, now, when it comes to boarding torpedoes, another option. It does fill the board with more things for the enemy to worry about. It's not necessarily the most effective thing, but in the end, it can knock down enemy fighters, which is always important. And torpedoes are torpedoes, always a useful thing. You don't want to rely on the Krooza. And you'll see why in a moment when we go on to the terror ship. Again, the Krooza is cheap. The Krooza is available. You can take a lot of them. They're basically a souped up light cruiser with a lot more durability. And given that you can take gubbins on these suckers, give them a lot of fun little upgrades that make them a lot more lethal, there's no reason to not take them and not have a lot of fun with them, but don't expect them all to survive. They're expendable. Remember that the Orc fleet is filled with expendable ships. And in this case, the Krooza is very expendable, but it's also a beautiful, phenomenal bomb. Because if it gets close enough and the enemy kills it, it can explode. And with a 10-hit cruiser, that's a lot of damage that the enemy now has to deal with. All right, thank you all so much for watching. I'm going to move on to the terror ship next.